Yes. Wagwan people. Welcome back to 24 Africa. Karibuni tena sana tena. You guys are much welcome to the show. We start off the show with a lot of energy, with a lot of hype. Happy to be here once again. Thursday we didn't have a show, unfortunately, but today we resume with a bang. Happy to be here. Happy to see you also. If you're joining me for the very first time, consider subscribing to Africa 24. Jamani, tunataka kugrow hii Afrika ifike to 2000 subscribers. We are on the road to that. So jamani, if you can subscribe to Africa hapo, we will appreciate so much. Road to 2K, and before the year ends, that's what we hope for. Tuna hope kufika at least 2K. So please subscribe to Afrique 24 so that we can be able to grow this platform. And when we grow it, we will appreciate you guys, Apple. So we are back once again, Dimba Apple today. And apparently, after Aston Villa got the better out of Arsenal, it changes the dynamics of the league as it stands. So Aston Villa beat Arsenal 2-1, a goal from Emiliano Buendia, and that was the last kick of the game, and a win. Do I think it was a deserved win? Not really, but I think that game was a fair one. It deserved a draw, though I felt like Villa had a lot of chances that they could have put this game to the bed very early on, but they missed. And once again, there's something that I'm very critical of. Whenever Oli Watkins plays versus Arsenal in the last 2 seasons, that guy has put in a stink of a performance. That guy, for real, Watkins has failed to turn up in a game versus Arsenal for I think the last 2 seasons or so. Yes, which is so unlike him because I'd expect uh, I'd expect Watkins to step up, score the goals, but in these games, kusema kweli, Watkins has failed to deliver, and I wouldn't say I expect that from him, but apparently imefanyika hivyo, and I think Watkins, to me kwangu saizi, I'm starting to think Watkins is another Dominic Solanke, player mwenye ako overrated. This is a guy who is overrated, and I know he has had good numbers in the league, but I expect him to do far much better than what I'm seeing right now from him. So, but anyway, without wasting much time, we have to discuss the game. So, game imeanza hapo hapo. Aston Villa start the game on a very high tempo, trying to control the try to dictate play hapo. Very good midfield, and shout out to John McGinn. John McGinn is a very good player. John McGinn, brilliant player, ni msee mwenye nime rate sana so highly. So shout out to John McGinn, good player. And so shout out to John McGinn, good player. So yeah, sorry for that 1 minute up as I remove a comment there, and so we continue. So as I was saying, shout out to John McGinn, Apple, good player. Played on the wing, can also play in the midfield, and plays well. And shout also to Tillemans. I feel like Tillemans is underrated. The job that guy does, superb up midfield. And I believe in a much better team, not a team like, let's say, a Manchester City or a Chelsea or even a Barcelona or Madrid. I believe Tillemans can showcase what he is made of. So, but either way, I like Aston Villa's midfield Apo. Amadou Onana. Onana isn't really the best. I'm not really much convinced about his style of play. But the one thing that I do like about him is that, let me say, the manhandling people. Let me call it manhandling. I feel like Onana, the interceptions, like let's say disrupting play, and just trying to disrupt the opponent's team from trying to get on with their game. I think Onana does it well hapo kwa Aston Villa, but as in terms of let's say box to box, in terms of him attacking, I wouldn't say I see so much from him, but in terms of breaking plays, in terms of yani doing what Joao Palhinha does, yani interceptions nini nini, I feel like Amadou Onana anafanya poa hapo, and also guys like Boubacar Kamara, I rate him. Boubacar Kamara, good midfielder hapo, composure yake iko he has good composure up on the ball, ana relax vizuri, and the guy is able to dictate also the tempo of the game, to move ball from the midfield to the forwards, trying to create chances. I feel like also anafanya poa hapo, and progressive passing here. John McGinn, brilliant sana. John McGinn hapo, we can see hapo the passes zenye there was a pass he slid one to Matikash hapo, and that pass was superb. So Aston Villa, I'd say tactical masterclass kwanza sana sana in the midfield. Those guys wanacheza poa. Morgan Rogers on the left, good. He didn't start particularly well so much hapo. I didn't see much in terms of him taking on Ben White, but as the game went on, nili notice the guy alienda up his game. There was a particular moment hapo in the game whereby the guy alichenga Ben White mpaka tulikuwa like where this guy is this guy is on another level. So Morgan Rogers, good up on the left wing, played really well. John McGinn, superb performance. Uh, Oli Watkins didn't have the best game because even in the first half, in the first like I think 15-20 minutes, he had an opportunity up with Raya, and I also had the opportunity of passing the ball to. I think was it. I think it was no, it wasn't Ian Martin. He had the opportunity to pass the ball to Morgan Rogers, but he opted to shoot the ball with his left foot, and it was a weak shot. So David Raya was able to calmly make a save. But overall, I think I miss John Duran. If I was an Aston Villa fan, I miss John Duran because these are some of the games. If Aston Villa had a John Duran will finish some of these chances very early on. Zenye Watkins alileta mchezo, and but all in all hapo, so after the Chelsea versus Arsenal match, I I started seeing Arsenal. This Arsenal side is not really as good as we think it is. After watching Chelsea versus Arsenal, jamani, ndo hapo nimekuja nimerealize these guys are not really as good as people think they are. So, and what made me say so is that in the Chelsea game, Arsenal never really turned up for real, in terms of trying to dictate play, in terms of trying to settle in to create the chances. I think Chelsea was able to nullify their style of play, their performance, and some people up on social media walikuwa sema Chelsea cheza rugby, but Chelsea was able to nullify Arsenal style of play. Set pieces hapo, where Chelsea was able to ensure that Arsenal didn't do well with the set piece. But outside that, it's the same thing with this game in Aston Villa. As the game started, Aston Villa looked very, very much in control. They looked very, very much likely the team yenye ilikuwa inakanika inaenda kufunga, and so they got the goal. And set piece haven't worked for Arsenal in the last two games hapo. It's something which they have used as a weapon against other teams, but in the last two games, the set piece haija work, and so I think for the long term, some things Arsenal, some teams are getting uh, teams zina yani niseme aje teams zinaenda zikiwasoma, unaona Today you can come, you beat me the set piece. Tomorrow I will come well prepared for the set piece. So if you're not able to be diverse with things, Apple, it becomes difficult. Because I remember there's a time a Arsenal was playing against Slavia Praha, and I was seeing like in the first half there was a moment which Arsenal was constantly looking for corners, constantly looking for corners, which left me with so many questions. Man, this is Slavia Praha. You guys can create, you guys can go and pamper these guys up with chance after chance, but you guys are constantly looking for corners. So you have like three or four corners and it's Mefortani in a row, and I felt this was embarrassing coming from Arsenal. But overall, in the Aston Villa game, I think if any team is watching, the easiest way to stop Arsenal is just to ensure Gabriel and Saliba go out for about 3 months. I think that's the best way to nullify this team. And the great coach Alex Ferguson once said, "Attack wins you game, defense wins you titles." And apparently, Arsenal's defense, Gabriel and Saliba imekuwa rock solid at the back. And when those people are not there, if you have seen, maybe ulikuwa unapata sometimes hapo Saliba was being paired with Mosquera, and Mosquera would come in and would look superb hapo, or unapata Saliba anakuwa paired with somebody like Nkapie. So Nkapie hapo anakam anasettle in very well like the Tottenham game, but make a mistake and remove Saliba and Gabriel, uache Piero Nkapie, and you leave with Mosquera. That's how you know those two are not really ready for the Prem. Those two ni kama tu ni ile defense ya kina Holding. Even ya kina Holding was much better. Hiyo ni ka defense ya kina Holding, because those people they are conceding goals, giving away chances, and those guys, yani niseme aje, Arsenal cannot win a title with those center back pairing ya Nkapie na Mosquera, because in that game even huyu Timber mwenye alikuwa akipatiwa masifa, Timber at center back wasn't the best performance of him in the center back role. So in the right back role, Timber afanya poa. I think he's good 1v1, anafanya defensive job, not really the best attacking in terms of going forward, let's say crossing, like we'll have many assists, but I think 1v1 defending ako poa, and he's good with the ball in his feet, progressive passing anajaribu, but in the center back role he played, I think for most parts of the game the guy was very much bullied, and he was bullied by hiyo yani attacking forward ya Aston Villa. Though I feel also that's on Aston Villa side. So we can look on the other side of the coin for Arsenal. It wasn't really the best start, but one thing that I feel like Arsenal waliweza expose in Aston Villa is, you see, with their style of play, you will notice that Aston Villa, they like playing from the back, and in the process you're playing from the back, they're able to gift you opportunities, because utapata hapo Emi Martinez can give a pass to Amadou Onana akikujia hapo, and you can make an interception. You make an interception, you have a chance hapo, because the space opens up wide, and you can shoot, you can try to play a through ball in, and so that's how so it has an advantage, also has a disadvantage, because utapata if they are able to get the ball out of their own half when they play it from the back, then it means they have a chance. But if it doesn't work, then I feel like they you can score them. And Aston Villa are not afraid to play from the back. Do I question it? Yes, I do question it. I question it to them playing from the back, because you have to have somebody like Apo Caicedo. Caicedo is very good playing from the back, because 9 out of 10 times the guy doesn't lose the ball. The guy just knows how to maneuver through the pressure, But in that game, Declan Rice hapo in most parts sana sana first half, Declan Rice was able to break the, what do you call this? Declan Rice was able to make the interceptions hapo as they were trying to play from the back. But the good thing also with Aston Villa wako na kipa hapo, kipa imara hapo by the name Emi Martinez. So unapata Emi Martinez anacheza poa sana. So with the shots hapo, Saka has one, he's able to make a save. Odegaard takes a shot, he's able to make a save. So I think the problem, Arsenal was not able to exploit Aston Villa's style of play in our gift chances. But so in the first half, Matikash got a good goal, a well deserved, and those guys were up. But I felt like Aston Villa had good chances which they could have put the game to bed, but they were not able to fully exploit uh, Arsenal despite creating the chances from Apple. John McGinn, brilliant performance from him as I'd expect from him as much as a person. Oli Watkins, poor performance, and I also thought Daniel Malen would come in the, if Daniel Malen would have started, would have slotted in the chances, but the guy came in the second half and he failed to do as I expected. Yani hiyo day niseme aje, the number 9 position for Aston Villa ilikuwa blunt. I expected them because Malen also had a good chance hapo to score, but he put the shot wide. So in the second half, Arteta make very good changes. It was important of him to bring in Trossard, and I think Trossard is a big game player. He's underrated, despite his age. I feel like Trossard delivers from his days up in Brighton. The guy, Niseme, Trossard is a goal scorer. Guy shows up for big games. The guy shows up when the team needs him. So the first half hapo Kinaeze didn't work out for him to bring in who is this guy? For him to bring in Trossard, good thing from him, and Trossard stepped up very well and got the equalizer. So Arsenal started well in the second half. They were on the front foot and wamefanya poa sana. I expected them to build on from there. They had chances hapa na pale, but they were not able to capitalize. So and I think in the second half ulikuwa unapata teams zilikuwa both na spells. There's a spell that Arsenal has for about 10-15 minutes. There's a spell that Aston Villa has for a couple of minutes. But all in all, it felt like a game that each team was supposed to go and get a point, but in the last minutes hapo Aston Villa hapo mpata chance hapo 90+4, and it was a scramble, and Emiliano Buendia off the bench was able to get the winner for Arsenal. No, sorry, was able to get the winner for Aston Villa. And the funny thing is that this season, the two matches in the Prem that Arsenal has lost, zote wamefungwa last minute. Szoboszlai free kick last minute, Buendia goal hapo last minute, and the one which takes Aston Villa up to third. So Aston Villa have beaten Manchester City, and they have beaten Arsenal. And as it stands, those guys wako kwa title race. Yes, I see you, Jalala, saying there hapo Aston Villa did you guys proud. And yes, I do agree with you hapo, Jalala, that right now as it stands, Aston Villa uh, they did a good job. Beat City, beat Arsenal. So as it stands, it's safe to say those guys are in a title race, and so we have to give Unai Emery his flowers. So, but my question is to anyone who is watching this one up live, is that could Unai Emery have done better at Arsenal with the backing that Arteta has received? So that's the question hapo nielewe, because I think Arteta amekuwa na do mob hapo Arsenal to build the squad that he has. It's more than 700 million yenye ametumia on building the squad. So my question is, if Unai Emery got the same backing as Arsenal, could this guy have delivered the title to them? So hapo, that's the question I'd like to know. And ndio huyu hapo kichapo anatoroka kwenye Jose mwenyewe. Karibu sana. Kina nani hawa kichapo wanatoroka?
Unajua wale walitoroka watu wa Chelsea wakichapo wanabidigi wanaenda mitini. Hata show hawezi kakuja. Ni waoga mbaya. Ni waoga mbaya. Watu wa Chelsea ni waoga.
Lakini za Jose watoroke na
Hata leo
tunatoroka je
huwezi
watu wa
wapata hapa.
Manchester?
Hata leo huwezi wapata. Ni host lazima ukue hapa. Huwezi waona leo. Wanajaribu kusema ati watakuwa nini ati contenders. Contenders wapi?
No, the thing is this, Jose. Chelsea tumecontend for 2 weeks. Saizi sasa tumetolewa. You see, this league is very, very funny, Jose. I tell you, 1 minute Liverpool wanapigwa, wako number 12. The next minute they win a game, wako top 5. So I think
Liverpool hata unafaa kuondoa Liverpool kwa hizi mahesabu. Unajua mnaondoaga Man U mnasahau sisi ni ma big things. Liverpool sasa hata iwezi tuona hiyo tuliondoa kwa hesabu. Sasa kile iko ni hata nyinyi mlikuwa V1s. Subituambia sisi ni V1s. Hata nyinyi ni V1s. Mwezi karibia hapo tena.
So our title charge last, but as I said Jose earlier hapa, Chelsea was not supposed initially to compete for the title. Sisi yetu ni inaitwa tournament competition, but yani kibahati tukajipata hapo kwa top 2. So after kujipata, yani you guys are just forced to be in the title race, na ndio tukaingia, na sasa title race yetu ime last 2 weeks. Sasa hizi tumerudi back to default setting. So
sasa mnasema ligi ingeishia hapo mngekuwa number 2.
So when did you are Jose, and you said in the beginning of the season, you said Jose, this league is going to be difficult, and unaweza pata Jose in the next 2 weeks we are back in the title race. Uwezi jua hadi things go around changing. You see right now if United win they will have I think 25 points, ndio
itakuwa number 6. Nijuu nilikuwa naangalia Crystal Palace ingegongwa ama waende draw tungekuwa number 5. Juu Chelsea imetuacha na goal difference, lakini points tutakuwa the same. Tukishinda kesho tutakuwa same points na Chelsea.
See, that's why I'm saying Jose, unaweza pata hata you guys have lost like 3 or 4 games but you get 2 wins, you guys are back in the story. So nasema hii ligi ni funny, but as it stands kuna watu wenye they're going to take a shape, but I'm not yet sure because unaweza pata saizi Aston Villa wako poa, wanafanya vizuri and those guys are looking like a threat, but in the long run I don't know whether they will have the gas kuweza keep up with the title race, but as it stands wanafanya poa. You see, like City have put in a stink of a performance against Fulham na against Leeds, but versus Sunderland those guys they showed up and wamepiga Sunderland, and saizi hapa they are 2 points behind Arsenal, and yenye itafanyika mbeleni hatujui, but as it stands nasema ligi ni niseme aje ni
I think what is truly happening in the Premier League, we have very new coaches. Tuna makochi wa mpya, they don't understand how these small teams work. And then this and I'll not call them small teams because there is not small team in the Premier League. They call them these mid-table teams. What has truly happened is they have gone there and bought players. So you don't know what kind of players they have brought when you're starting the league. Right now is when we are seeing what kind of players they have bought. You're seeing when people nowadays, they're not buying players from these Spanish leagues, these Bundesliga leagues, these League Ones. Unapata siku hizi wale wachezaji wanabaiwa sana ni wale wanatoka kutoka Premier League. Unapata watu wengi Premier League imekuwa na a lot of there is a lot of buying in the Premier League and a lot of business in the Premier League. I think this one is being projected because of how people are poaching talents in England. It is in England league, it's very different from the other places. And I told you the league will be difficult because people are losing points with the small teams. That's the problem. Mukipoteza points na hizi teams ziko mid table, there is no way gather points kufika pale. And I think the only team that was able to kuendelea na hii bila lose points ilikuwa ni Arsenal. But sasa unaona Arsenal imeenda draw last weekend alafu ikapigwa this weekend, so it has lost almost how many points? It has lost 5 points. So you can see what 2 games can do to you. 2 games can mean that Arsenal is only imeacha tu Man City na 2 points. So that is how the league is, and ndio nilikwambia huwezi ongea kuhusu hii ligi, nani atakuwa number 5, nani atakuwa number 4, number 2, we don't know. This league is very difficult, and I think next hata haijakuwa difficult, next the return leg it will be even worse. I think even no team will reach 80 points. I'm very sure no team will surpass 80 points. I'm very very sure this league hakuna team ita surpass, because if you look now ukiangalia the teams that are for relegation, hizo teams ziko na 15 points, Alex. They already have 15 points. Only one team which has 2 points, Wolverhampton. Hizi teams zingine ziko I think 11 and 15. That is something that has never been seen in the first leg of the season. Always unapataga hizo teams ziko na points kidogo sana na madraw mingi na labda malosses mingi, but I watched the games. I watched the game between the first one was between Arsenal and Aston Villa, and that goal, the last goal for Aston Villa, ilinipata off. That goal was perfecto. Ilikuwa noma. I even was shouting in the room. Nilikuwa na shout hata mtu angedhania jamaa ni nini mbaya. You know it was almost 3 attempts. Was it 3 or 2? They were almost 3 attempts. 3. So if somebody found me angeuliza kwani umeenda wazimu ama nini, because of how I was shouting. That goal really was a I think defense muliona defense defense mchezo. Aston Villa really tried, they did themselves, but Arsenal truly had a game. Walikuwa wanacheza, but their game is not perfecto for winning the EPL. The way I've seen them playing in last weekend and this weekend, hawako top level vile walikuwa wanasema. You know, we have been tunakuja mzalendo hapa na the Arsenal fans, they like
kwanza wait pause hapo. Jose unasemanga ati watu wa Chelsea ati tukipiga watu watoroka. Wapi watu wa Arsenal leo wako wapi? Wamechapwa last week wakishinda, ndio hao watakuja wapige kelele. Leo watu wa Arsenal wako wapi? Because sisi at least will draw, them they lost but they are nowhere to be seen.
The only teams mimi najua waga tunaapia hapa ni Man U peke yake ndio waga inaapia. Tukigongwa ama tukiwa nini, mimi sijaitoroka na kuaga hapa standby hata kama ni nini, but I think Nick alikuja akatutishia last weekend na akatutishia sana that how they have the magnificent defense in England, how their defense is very perfect, but they were beaten by their former coach. Their former coach beat them. So about defensive work, brother, hii si ligi ile ya kuja kujifanya nini kubrag. This is not the league unafaa kuja kujibrag. At this time there is no team which is supposed to be bragging itself. That game Arsenal did not play very well as I expected. Maybe I thought ile tulikuwa tumechochariwa na mzalendo, I thought they are going to come gun blazing, but hiyo game haikuwa perfect vile niliona. But good, Aston Villa picked the 3 points, and now it's over to the next game. So about Chelsea, Chelsea,
so
I truly watched the game.
Before Chelsea, Jose, niko na swali, and after that game I had questions. Unai Emery still was the one who mwenye alinyima Arsenal kikombe 2 seasons ago, beat them home and away, and in that second leg Arsenal they almost went invincibles. I remember that time hapo those guys walikuwa wanachapa everyone, they were beating each and every team. That was the season which they put 5 goals past Chelsea. They went to Old Trafford, picked 3 points, so waliperform vizuri that season, but that one game yenye Aston Villa iliwachapa Emirates 2-0 was the one which ensured they didn't win the trophy. So my question is, if Unai Emery got the backing, I mean the fans, that Mikel Arteta has gotten over more than 700 million, could he have delivered the title faster than him up Arsenal?
I think even this time Arsenal will be even worse than last season. Last season they went till, I think, was it May? No, was it April? I remember it was April. They started having walianza kushika madraws, then they were beaten by Aston Villa. They went till April, but this time I don't see them cross in January. Sioni wakivuka January. Their performance this season will not be like last season. But Unai Emery is a coach that truly could have done very well in Arsenal. And they truly lost a very good person who they could have given money. You know, Unai Emery even won. He won, I think, the FA with Arsenal. Yeah, he won the Did he won the FA?
I
He
think
won the FA.
no, he alikuwa amefika semi-final, then he got sacked. Then Ateta won the semi-final versus Man City, then the final versus Chelsea. So Ateta
So
alikuwa
that was a
tuatimudui.
team for Unai Emery. It was. Let's
Yes.
just say that it was a team for Unai Emery.
Ilikuwa
because-
akiwa kina Aubameyang kina Lacazette, it was his team.
Yeah, so I think if he was given time and given money, he could have been Aston Villa. Aston Villa,
Really?
without all the funding he has, is in number what now? Is in number 3?
It's their third. Na wako kwa
Yeah,
title
they're number
race.
3.
Wako kwa
They're
title
number
race
3.
as it
Yeah.
stands.
So, and I can see them. They are going to be in these cups. Either they are going to be in no UEFA. It will not be hawatakuwa UEFA because there is so much competition. But I can tell you, maybe they will be in the Europa League or the Conference League. I'm going to that one. I can assure you. So Unai Emery is a coach who can be reckoned with. But also you forgot to add that the player who scored that goal was linked to Arsenal when they refused to buy him. Bueno.
Buendia.
He was linked to Arsenal and he came to give them the dagger on the heart. And they refused to buy him. Even I had some people very angry wanasema, sasa ule mtu tukikataa kununua ndio amekuja akatumalizie. So that is what happens in football. I think if you lose your chances, because Saka got chances and he lost. If you lose your chances, it will come to bite you very badly. And Unai Emery is a good coach. If he was given time and money, I think he could have been better. Because nani amepatiwa pesa mingi sana. I don't think even there is a coach who has been given more money
More than 700 million.
than Ateta. There's nobody who has been given money like the way Ateta has been given. I think even Arsenal, if they don't win a cup this time, they need to talk to come and talk and look at themselves keenly, and go to a meeting and ask themselves what is next, because if you are not going to win the cups with using, unajua hii ndio wakati ya kwanza Arsenal tumesikia imetumia more than 700 million. Arsenal itumiagi pesa bwana. Arsenal imekuwa kwanza wakati wa Alex ya Wenger. Wenger alikuwa anafanya biashara pale bwana, hakuwa anataka kununua wachezaji, and he was always in top 4.
Yeah.
He was always in top 4, but he was doing business. I think if Wenger alinunua wachezaji, Wenger angebeba hizo vikombe vibaya sana. Angekuwa amezibeba vibaya sana. But so that is what happens.
Good players. Wenger ndo bado aliuza kina Fabregas. Aliuza kina Samir Nasri.
He came to sell us Van Persie. Alikuwa mpaka na wachezaji kama kina Gavinho. Kumbuka Gavinho? Gavinho. Alikuwa na wachezaji wazuri sana. So I think he could. And he had even remember alikuwa anaitwa Ramsey. Ramsey. Kulikuwa na alikuwa anaitwa Thomas nani? Rosinski and Podolski.
Bas.
Alikuwa na wachezaji at that time. Alikuwa mpaka na
Podolski. One of my favorite, Alex Song, Cameroon international.
Yeah, he had Alex Song. He had even the other guy from Mini, alikuwa anaitwa nani? Alikuwa anaweka dread. Alikuwa anaitwa nani? Huyo alitoka kaenda Man City.
Adebayo.
Yeah, kulikuwa na Adebayo. Na kuna mwingine bado ni Gavinho. Gavinho ni yeye na shida nikisahau. Even Gavinho was playing for Arsenal. So if there is any person who has been given money of now is Ateta. And they need to be answerable. Ateta and Liverpool coach slot, they need to be answerable. How can they be given that amount of money and they are not performing? So for Arsenal, it's just like that. They lost the points. Everybody is happy. There is no hakuna kelele saa hizi. Angalau kumenyamaza. Ile kelele wamekuwa kitupigia. Kandovu angalau branch kamoja kamevunjika. Next weekend tutasikia mti imeanguka. So everybody is happy. And hakuna kelele mingi. Unasikia kama kuna kelele kwa streets, it's silent. So
And
as
I
we
remember
wait.
hapa Jose, after that game, I remember there was a time tulikuwa hapa na show and you, Kelong and Jalala said one thing. It only takes one loss and
Mm.
Arsenal will come down crumbling. I
And
remember.
I told you by December is when Arsenal starts crumbling. By January they are off their feet. Kwanza ujue kitu moja, Arsenal hawajapata injuries. They have not gotten injuries. And many of these, I don't know if they have players who are going to go to AFCON. They have players? No, I don't
No.
think so. I don't think so. But they be very careful. Because over the moment they are going to get kwanza injury ya defense. Arsenal is very poor in defensive. Wakipata injury ya mtu mmoja kama Saliba,
Saliba
I'm
is out
telling
na
you what.
Gabriel. So Saliba Gabriel wakitoka hakuna kazi huko.
Ndio nakwambia it will be a very risky affair for them.
Hata
Alafu
huyo
kuna kitu
Timber mwenye
moja, kuna kitu ina
walisifia,
happen
Timber
hivi
mwenye
na
hajafanya kitu center back.
kuna kitu
Timber
waga ina
is
happen na like Arteta. Arteta akipoteza players kama hao waga ana tense. That is what happens to him. Waga ana tense, alafu unajipata ako kwa nini? Ako kwa manini. Jalala anasema nini?
saying, did you guys see the Arsenal players fell on the floor after conceding the last goal? They are feeling the pressure.
And even leave that one, you know, even if they could have not scored that goal, ilikuwa na handball. Ilikuwa na handball hiyo ball. Si huyo jamaa alishika na mkono akiwa chini. It could have been a penalty. Bado wangepigwa. Because that goal was hiyo goal hata sitaisahau hiyo goal. It was one of the specialties for me. Ilikuwa tamu sana, ili make my whole night. So that is Arsenal. We are used to them. Now they are back to where we were. The Arsenal we know. Sile Arsenal ya moto ya makaratasi. Unajua naikuaga Arsenal ya moto ya makaratasi. Moto yao
But
ni ile ya
nikuulize
makaratasi.
Jose, what does it take for them to do it? Because this season they only have 2 losses and this is their second loss and wamekuwa on a winning streak. There was a time even yenye they were not even conceding chances. Yani walikuwa naeka clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. So what does it take for them to finally do it? Because they are trying to be perfect but still kuna kitu tu inakosa. So what does it take for them to finally go on to do it?
Bro, it's not all about how you're perfect or perfecto. It's all about, are you going to take the cup? You can be perfect in any way you want. You can go even and winless. Hata you're the only team who have gone unbeaten in a league. They are the only ones. Nobody has ever broken that record. Wamekuwa hivyo. Si hata kwani la season walienda mpaka lini? They went like that till April. Hakuwa nagongwa, but do they win the cup? Nobody will come and give you a trophy because you went unbeaten for 20-25 games. Who even cares about you going 25 games without beaten? But they have a very good model of how they always hold these teams. Kwenda unbeaten 25 games si mchezo. Is not a simple issue. Ni big deal kwa sababu ukiangalia inamaanisha unapiga hawa watu maybe unajua game zote si ati ziko home the first leg, nyingi zake zingine ziko home, zingine ziko away. So Arsenal really tries. They have good football, by the way. Arsenal have good football. They always play a very good football. Right now ndio nimeona wameanza kuchange tactic tu, wanacheza na hizi naitago aje hizi wanaziita set piece. By the way, mimi siona Arsenal ikicheza mpira ya set piece. Last season they played very good football, I can tell you. It's just walikosa the league, but they played very beautiful football last season. They were all the only thing they were lacking in Arsenal last season was only a good striker to finish. So let me ask you a question. Last season they were lacking a striker. What are they lacking this season? Because they're still not scoring.
A striker who can score goals because they have a striker, but the striker is not doing the job. Ukiona kama City,
So why are they using set
striker.
pieces, Alex? Because if they are good and they got a striker called Gyökeres, why are they using set pieces still? Because last season hawakuwa wanatumia set piece. Last season walikuwa wanatumia wings and they were scoring. Walikuwa wanatumia counter last season. Last season Arsenal used all kinds of means. Walitumia hizo set pieces walikuwa wanatumia corners pia ndio hizo set pieces, na walikuwa wanatumia wings. Last season they used their wings very well and they used their unajua kuna wakati Trossard aliwekwa akatufunga. I remember last season. Trossard. So what happened, Alex, that right now they are not scoring and they have the same team? What happened so that hata hiyo striker afikiwi na hizo mipira hazimfikii? What happened?
But Jose
Because
tulisema ataflop.
but that's why I'm saying Arsenal, the problem is not even what they are thinking about. Arsenal, there is a mentality that is there that they need a winner's mentality. Hiyo ndio ninaweza kuambia. They need a winner's mentality. And that's why I told you the winner's mentality is only in one team this season. There is only one team with the winner's mentality. Only one. And the only team with the winner's mentality is only Man City. Hata Liverpool haina. Chelsea haina kwa sababu Chelsea hata mnyi wenyewe mnasema muone you have the youngest team in the EPL. Uko na the youngest. So I think the only team with winners mentality ni Man City na iko na wa players wameshinda hizi vikombe. Arsenal iko nao. Does Arsenal have? Haina. Ni Gyökeres tu. Ni Gyökeres tu. Na Gyökeres alishinda ligi ya Portugal. You tell me any person who has winner mentality hapo. Nani ameshinda kikombe kubwa?
Labda Gabriel Jesus akiwa Man City.
Gabriel Jesus
na huyu hata hachezi.
Sasa ende uangalie the likes of akina Gabriel hawajaichukua hiyo kikombe hiyo ya nini. Ende uangalie wamekuwa tu walichukua tu EPL hata hawajaichukua mpaka Europa. Arsenal haijaichukua Europa, haijaichukua UEFA. So the glory of the cup, big cups hawajachukua. So I think that is the problem. But Man City, go and look at them. They have players kadhaa pale wamechukua vikombe. We have hata their striker. They took the EPL. Many of them, they have taken this trophy. So I think that is the mentality in Arsenal, and they need to drop it. Gyökeres is striker mbaya, but they don't have hope in him. That's the problem.
Okay, asante sana Jose, and we can't discuss Arsenal the whole show, and we also have to discuss hapo Chelsea versus Bournemouth versus Chelsea, and for anyone who is a Chelsea fan, they know there's something that is called the December curse, and once the December curse strikes, Chelsea huanga niseme aje, ina fall from grace to grass. It happened last season, whereby in the month of November, still last season, Chelsea was in the title race, second in the league, and people said that this is the side to challenge Liverpool. And the coach, Enzo Maresca, was constantly saying Chelsea is not in the title race, doesn't have the capability to compete. And once it reached December, it was evident that title race ilikuwa slip away because Chelsea, they lost, I think, almost all their matches in December. And this season, December ndio imeanza, one of the worst performances I've ever seen from Chelsea versus Wolves. And also this week, Apple, there's something that Jalala said up in the group. For those who don't know, that attack ya Chelsea iko bland. It's not really the sharpest one. And after watching the Bournemouth game, I said that Jalala was right because attack ya Chelsea imekuwa bland the whole game. Here versus Bournemouth, it was a chance for Chelsea to put pressure on Arsenal and to reduce the points back to 5. If they reduced the points back to 5, they would still be in the title race with a chance. But they missed out on the opportunity to cut the points gap, and playing away Apple. Shots on target in the first half haikuwa. In the second half, still, even if Chelsea played, let's say, 120 minutes, we didn't look likely to go on and get the 3 points. But either way, venye mmesema it's a young squad, it's a squad inconsistent. Ni watu wenye leo wanaenda wachape Barcelona, tomorrow they perform poorly versus Bournemouth. Anyway, Jose, what do you think of the Chelsea versus Bournemouth game?
That one was one of the boringest match I've ever watched in real football. I watched the whole match and I was feeling to sleep because there is no way. I also even took it was very unfortunate that sijui what is happening to Chelsea, but it's very unfortunate. The whole first half, you had 0 shot on target, 0. A whole team who won the Conference League, and they won the what do we call it? FIFA World Cup. It is very unfortunate that a whole team like
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. But Bournemouth is a very good team. But the problem is, it's a good team, but I expected better from Chelsea. And it's very unfortunate that Palmer, I don't know what happened to Palmer. I don't know if the injury is affecting him. It's still affecting him. He has not still come back to. Najua mtu akitoka injury waga arudi ati fully fit. But I think that guy, they need to give him time to recover and be fully fit. Afai hata kukimbishwa kwa mpira hivyo directly. Because if you saw the kind of balls that Cole Palmer lost, alikuwa ana lose mipira mingi sana. I think that's why you see even us, we don't put, I want tukiweka Martinez very fast. So now Martinez amewekwa on hold kidogo, anaingia madakika 70. I think they could have given Cole Palmer sometime waangalie waone vile is getting back to his fitness. But all in all, Chelsea did not even haikunifanya nikafurahia kwa sababu there was no even any good shots ungesema ati Chelsea. You know in that game, Alex, second half hakuna kona mlipata.
True.
They got 5 corners out of you. You imagine ukipata 5 corners, it means, what does it mean? That team was attacking in your half, in your 18 yard so much. Juu ukipata corners inamaanisha mko under pressure. Corners always show you are under pressure. That's why the balls are going out. And if you look at Bournemouth huku unapata wakipata corner. So it means Chelsea in their 18 yard box, they were not very lethal in the attack. And it's very unfortunate that I don't know what you were missing. I saw there was Estavao. I saw there was Enzo Fernandez. I saw there was Cole Palmer. He played in the first half. I saw you had even Garnacho. Even Garnacho, kuna wakati hata nilikuwa naangalia mpira hata sikuwa najua Garnacho ako kwa game. Nisikie tu Garnacho akitajwa hapo after mtu amefanya fall. Aya nikastuka hata Garnacho ako kwa game. You had even the likes of Chalobah, but I think you're missing this guy. You're missing one guy. It's called who? This guy you always say is your goat. Anaitagwa nani? Unatina ukimtaja sana.
Caicedo.
I think Caicedo is the one who messed in that match. Because Caicedo has been a very good player for you. But unajua kitu moja inahapeniki, nilisoma hapo comments za watu wa Chelsea wakisema Cole Palmer akirudi inaanza kuitwa Palmer FC, inaacha kuitwa Chelsea. So I think they are still eyeing on him so much that he's going to bring back the glory, and they should stop that. Wanafaa waanze wenyewe kufocus on how they are going to work as a team and be able to deliver results. But truly that one was a very boring football. Very, very boring. And I think they need to. Bournemouth also is not a very easy team. Bournemouth, they have been winning. They have been beating teams. They beat even Manchester United. Bournemouth are a very lethal team. But the problem is, this Bournemouth that Chelsea met, do you know they had a lot of injuries? This Bournemouth that Chelsea met. And I expected Chelsea could have won that game. I think even when we were kuja nini, lakini unajua mimi niliwaekea kasi kasema mtapigwa 2-1. So utakusema hivyo hata sidhani mngeweza kutoka. Kasi yangu ya weekend ilikuwa noma sana bwana. Nilikuwa nitakwambia tukifika ya Liverpool nitakwambia vile nilifanya. So that was the most boring football. I think even you can agree with me. That one was very boring football. Till night, I think mpaka referee alichoka akasema aongezee tu dakika 4. Ilikuwa boring. Akasema tu tutaongezea dakika 4. But also Bournemouth did not outdo themselves because they were supposed to pick the points. Why they didn't pick the points? It's very, but walikuwa wametingisha wavu. Lakini yule jamaa wao walikuwa anashinda akiotea sana. Alipatikana 4 offsides. Aliotea sana yule kijana. But that's a game of football. But it was very boring. They need Chelsea wanafaza sawa. Maresca alikuwa amesema mtachukua ikombe this season, ama amesema bado mko title contender?
No, he hasn't spoke about Chelsea winning trophies. Kitu tu yenye alisema ni this is a better Chelsea from last season.
Haya, sasa tunataka asikie title contenders. Unajua tunasikia Kilong ni yeye anakuja kusema title contenders na mpaka coach hajasema. Naweza shindwa kwani yeye assistant coach. Sikuja kutuambia kuhusu title contention hapo. Kama ni view once hata yeye nitamwambia view once kama mmeenda mbaya sana. Hata yao wali view. Ni hata siku view nyinyi mlinukia tu. Mlinukia hata kumaliza kunukia mkajipata mko. So
And
title
also,
contention ndio wachaneni nayo bwana Alex. Tafuteni kama vile mtaweza kuona kama mtashinda UEFA, lakini pia UEFA si ati ni mtoto, rahisi si ati ni rahisi.
okay, and with that said, Jose, let me welcome hapo 22 Jalala. This guy has to be the happiest man on earth. Ndio huyo hapo, karibu sana 22 Jalala. Najua by right now you are the happiest man alive.
I am hey, shukran. I am very 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 happy bwana. Chelsea wamepiga mdomo. Hey, Chelsea mko mdomo hata kuliko watu wa Arsenal. Hii timu ya watu wa ndudhi hii timu ya wase wa ndudhi hii timu. Hey, amnyamazangi niambia Leeds itawachapa. Na Leeds ikawanyorosha. Very convincingly kwanza.
Jalala walisema mimi si prophet, mimi nikawaambia. Niliambia Alex hapa nikamwambia Cole Palmer atakuwa cold as ice. Sasa anaelewa pia naambia.
Cole Palmer hata haja freeze, amemelt sahi. Amemelt hata isifanye hiyo celebration yake tena. Nakwambia Chelsea mnaona moto. Nyinyi mnachezea top 4. Mkiendelea hivi mnachezea top 4. Yaani Bournemouth nakwambia hiyo game kama tu vile Jose amesema hiyo game ilikuwa very 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 boring. Very boring. Nilikuwa nashangaa Chelsea aje first half mzima hakuna shot on target, keeper haja make save like aje, unaona. So kama hiyo ndo team ati wanajiita 2 horse race, sijui ni race gani hizo, lakini hizo ni mbio za sakafuni.
Hata hizo za sakafuni hizi ni za mchangani kule chini.
Hakuna malizi mbio zenu zinaenda. Now you see where you're at.
But I feel like Jalala, the mistake yenye Maresca alifanya game ya Leeds is putting Tosin Adarabayo, pairing him with Benoit Badiashile. I think hapo ndio aliharibu kabisa hiyo game, because even afterwards he came on and he said in the media that he wished he had played Josh Achiampong hapo center back, because Barnabe amekuja hapa many times, I said it on the show, anyone whom you partner with Tosin Adarabayo umeharibu kabisa, because Tosin kusema ukweli, Tosin is, even Maguire is a better center back. Tosin anatuchezea.
Chelsea wakinunua Tosin walikuwa wanasema hiyo ni free transfer, sijui nini, ati cheap transfer, ati experience Premier League.
Hata mngechezesha Tosin mngeshinda hiyo game. Ni vile mlikoza kumchezesha hiyo siku.
Tosin put in yani niseme aje one of the worst performances, and I'd say going to Elland Road hapo Leeds were unplayable. Those guys yani sisi, people even say hapo ati Chelsea nitwaje without Palmer we don't play well. Mimi nakwambia Chelsea without Caicedo is not Chelsea. Even if you take our stats, we have won 25% of games without Caicedo. So meaning Caicedo ni engineer yetu. If you ni kama Man City, if you take City 2 seasons back, uta notice the Rodri ndo alikuwa engineer Man City, because there are a number of times when unapata City hata last minute they are goal down, Rodri anapiga shot out of the box, wanafunga, City inapata draw or a win. So Caicedo is that player for Chelsea. Caicedo kupata hiyo red card missing 3 games. Nakwambia Chelsea na fall down. So ukiona we have won 25% of games.
Uindanganya. Uniambia ati hauna net ya kukuja tuongee hiyo game ya League.
So hiyo ya Thursday I went for a burial. So mali nilikuwa si mali ningeweza ati kuwasha hivi internet niongee, unaona. So hiyo hata hiyo place watu wangenishangaa.
But Leeds wacha nikwambie hizi team na niliwaambia tu hizi teams hauwezi jua vile zitakuja kucheza game hii. These teams they are very tricky. Sometimes you find a team is being beaten in a chapel viboko huku. Sasa kama leo nimestuka sana ati game ya West Ham na nini imeenda 1-1. Hiyo game ya na Brighton. Na unajua West Ham ilikuwa imepiga Brighton. They just walikuja kufunga madakika za mwisho. This league is very difficult. Hata wale watu wanaekelea bets bana, afadhali uwekelee GG. Hizi ni kunoma, uwezi wekelea head.
Sasa hakuna kuwekelea kichwa.
Ni noma.
But
Lakini nataka uongee game ya Liverpool nikwambie vile nilifanya.
Yeah, we were supposed to now get into that, and so after watching Chelsea versus Leeds, in my head I was certain Liverpool are not going to pick 3 points up Elland Road, and true to it, this Leeds side wanaweza kuwa wako chini kwa table, but if you are going to play them at Elland Road, those guys are not an easy side. I promise you, any team going to Elland Road hapo si rahisi, and Liverpool I'd say in the first half, they had some chances here and there. Leeds also had some chances here and there, but Liverpool, after getting the first goal, I thought that they were going to grind out a result, but anyway, makosa ni kama ilifanyika hapo, and Leeds got the draw, and playing at Elland Road kusema kweli si rahisi. But let me hear from you, Jose, about Liverpool versus Leeds.
Yeah, that one was a very funny match for me. I was watching the first half, then I was engaged in some work, and I found the score was 2-0. So I even nikasikia niko ball. Kuingia tena kurefresh naona ni 2-1. Tena nikaingia nikaanza kuona hiyo match, nikaona wamefunga bao ya pili. Kufunga ya pili nikakaa kwa hiyo game, Liverpool ikafunga ya tatu. Nikaona labda ni mimi na dhedha hawa watu mimi na dhedha hawa watu. Wacha tu nijitoe tu kijiko. After nimetoka tu hivi, nikienda kurefresh tena manze naona 3-3. Nikajua ni mimi nilikuwa na dhedha hii team. But let me tell you, one thing that is happening, Leeds is not an easy team. It is in the relegation battle, but it's not a very easy team. It's a very difficult team. Most of us can come and rubbish it off. And let me tell you, easy teams zimecheza Premier League. Just fear them, because today even I watched Jalala leo nimeona game ya Millwall na ilikuwa team gani? Do you know how that nini is very competitive? It is very competitive. Yeah, mpaka ninaogopa. Hizo teams zikiondolewa, zile teams zitaingia Premier League this time round. Si mchezo. You know, even that game iliisha na war. Iliisha na vita, walipigana vita. Coach walikuwa wanapigana na players.
Nadhani nimeiona kwa Instagram, nadhani nimeona.
It was a very difficult game now. I think they walishinda 1-0. So it was a very difficult match, and I'm afraid that if the likes of Akina Leeds ndio ati zinaenda kutolewa ziende relegation, maybe ndio zitaenda, which teams are you thinking they are going to come up? So Liverpool has a problem. It has a very big problem. They are playing very well, but wakifika pale mbele they are not being able to finish the games. Kwanza Gakpo ametupa mipira mingi sana. Gakpo, I don't know what's the problem with him. Alikuwa anafika pale aweke mpira vizuri, akienda kucross the ball sijui anafanya nini. Kuna kwanza mpira ingine iliuma mpaka I think was Ekitike. Ilimuuma sana, alipiga mpira sijui na mpaka Ekitike angeweza kuhead hiyo ball in the net. So I think there is a problem in Liverpool, and the problem is managerial problem. The management has a problem, because you cannot have all those players and you find Isak and Mo Salah, they are in the bench. Those ones, Isak, the way we knew him in Newcastle, and you are finding him that is in the bench right now. There is a big problem, and I think Mo Salah has already removed a statement. He has said maybe he's not going to come back. The way he has seen is like the management is throwing him under the bus. I think Slot is doing what nani was doing. Huyu kipara
Ronaldo.
alikuwa anaitwa nani? Hata huyu kipara wetu alikuwa anaitwa nani huyu kipara?
Nani huyo?
Ten Hag.
Huyu kipara Ten Hag. I think
Oh,
that is what Slot is doing. Ten Hag was throwing the players under the bus, and that's why they threw him under the bus also. I think that is what Slot is doing, and that team there is no harmony. In Liverpool, there is no harmony at all. And if they don't get their acts together, brother, hata next game, wakona nani next game? Unasikia sasa hata game zao ndio difficult kabisa sasa hizi zile zinakuja.
hiyo
They will
nasema
be
tu
hiding.
Liverpool, hiyo game yao GG lazima inaingia tu. Liverpool lazima wafungwe.
Hiyo lazima. Hiyo hata saizi kuwekea Liverpool kichwa.
Uongo. Hiyo unataka tu kupoteza pesa.
Hata sisi usituwekee kichwa, sitakudanganya. Hata sisi hatujulikani.
Man U niliacha kuweka kwa bet 3 years ago.
Sisi ni noma. Kwanza ukiangalia vitu, lakini all these teams mbili ziko na managerial problems. Kwanza ya Liverpool is deeper. Ya Liverpool iko mpaka na hatred ndani. Ni kama Slot anachukia players kadhaa na anataka wale yeye anataka. And if you are not going to talk vile anataka ama ufanye vile anataka, you are being asked from the main team. So Liverpool iko hivyo, Leeds they are trying, by the Leeds wanajaribu, they are trying to get off relegation battle, and they are going to do everything they can so that they can be able to come out of that. Nilikuwa naambia Alex Jalala, saizi mpaka team zile ziko relegation ziko na 15 points. Unajua mpaka inanistua. The only team iko chini kabisa ni Wolves. Kuna 2 points. So 15 points against 33. How many points are those? Only 15 points. Those are how many games? Only 5 games.
5 games.
So you see, it is a very difficult title. Very difficult.
Okay. Asante sana Jose. And let me hear from you, Jalal, about Liverpool versus Leeds. 3-3 draw.
Hiyo ilikuwa very crazy game, very interesting game. Nilikuwa nimetoka nikakuja nikawatch second half. But yeah, very interesting game. Leeds is a very tough challenge. Na wamekuwa na tough games back to back. Walikuwa na City, Chelsea, alafu Liverpool sahi. So now wamekuwa able to get 4 points out of those 3 games. So it is very commendable. Now on a battle for relegation. I know they are trying so hard na wakiendelea hivi with this kind of form na wakiweza kupick up points especially in these big games, big teams, itawasaidia sana in that relegation kutoka hapo hivyo. Now they will feel like they have a very good chance ya ku stay in the Premier League wakiendelea ku gain easy points, because this is a lot of confidence for them and in the team as well, and also just for the fans, another boost for the 12th man. Every time any team goes to Elland Road, unajua tu it is going to be a long day. And yeah, Liverpool, I don't know. Liverpool wamekuwa tu on a downward trajectory, and it does not look like they are coming back anytime soon. Mo Salah amesha come out na statement na ina sound ni kama vile Ronaldo alikama out na statement yake hiyo time ya Morgan na nini, alafu akaenda ku leave Man U. Inakaa ni kama tu itakuwa hivyo, the same thing for Mo Salah. This is a guy ama fans wa Liverpool wamemwangalia kama legend, the same level over even Steven Gerrard ako hapo on the same level kwa Premier League. Ako, I think is the 4th or 5th or whatever, top scorer or something. Yeah, so the guy is a legend. He's a hero for Liverpool for sure, and he's a Premier League legend as well. And but right now, as you're seeing, is Slot ni kama ameamua is being phased out of the team. And mi nilisema personally hiyo team, as long as the coach is not playing to Salah's strength, hakuna haja kuwa na Salah kwa hiyo team, because it is not going to help anyone. Salah seems ata defend, na huyo coach pia anataka umse a track back na defend na asaidie ku defend, na Salah ni mtu pia akuangi kwa game as such, na the fact that he's even getting older hata kwa game even more. Unaona, na huyu si coach mwenye alimbai, so he's not going to put all his eggs on Mo Salah. Unaona, already ameshabaiwa squad ya whole different players. This coach bado ajui his best first 11, bado ajui his best team. Unaona, bado ajui nani ataanzisha, kama ni Kike ama ni Isak. He's still trying to figure things out himself. So I think the coach has lost the dressing room, especially after Salah coming out with these statements. I think it is going to be a very tough environment in that dressing room. Uh, it is now time for Van Dijk to hold the team together. He's the captain. Uh, they need to find something out of somewhere. They need to be able to at least stay solid for the defense. But unaangalia tena mtu kama Konate, mistake after mistake after mistake. Kama hiyo penalty, player hakuwa anaenda mahali, alikuwa he was not going anywhere, but stupid challenge ndio hiyo penalty. Na Liverpool, yeah, it is going to be very tough for them. It is going to be very tough for them. And Slot, I don't think he has the answers, and I think he'll start feeling the pressure, especially now after Mo Salah has come out with the statements. Nadhani mafans pia watakuwa sasa very angry in that stadium. So it is going to be a very, 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 very difficult environment, not just for the players but also for Ancelotti. And if it keeps going this way, I don't see him staying there longer. I mean, Liverpool might decide to kick Mo Salah out of the team, because also I don't see a way back for him, especially because, I mean, Ronaldo came out with statements against the coach, against the team, and we saw how that went. So I think it will be the same thing for Mo Salah. Ameambia familia yake wakuje game yao ya Brighton, I think, or something. Itakuwa probably his last game at Anfield. Anasema anataka kusema goodbyes. So we just have to wait and see. I mean, it might be an end sardine for a Premier League legend and a Liverpool legend, but we just have to wait and see. I mean, Liverpool are putting themselves in this predicament. Walinunua all these players, wali spend so much money, and then now it is becoming a very difficult job to integrate all these players in the team. We can just see how they are struggling in the league. So Liverpool have a tough job, and Slot has a tough job. I don't know. He has not come out with any statement or anything, but it is going to be very difficult, and it is going to be funny to see if Mo Salah will be able to play any other game again. I mean, coming with statements against the team, the coach. I don't see a way back for him in the squad. So it is going to be interesting to see. We just have to watch the space. But Liverpool, the best they can do this season, maybe top 6.
And they
Okay.
have a very tight schedule, as I told you. They are going to Inter Milan this week. Then they are going to have Brighton. Then after that, they have Tottenham. And then they are going to finish with Wolves. So that is where they get a easy. Then after that, they are going to have Leeds on January 1st. So I think they are going back again.
But anyway, we cannot discuss Liverpool here for again the whole show. We also have to discuss other matches, and one which happened this weekend yenye push City to 2 points behind Arsenal, and Phil Foden right now has 6 goals in the league, and Pep recently said that Phil is back to it. But we're yet to see 6 goals in the league. Apple same goals as Semenyo, same as Richarlison, and City got a 3-0 win hapo. Ruben Diaz hapo, and wale mahaters wa Chaki kina
Wako
Jose.
wapi?
But the Turkey haters will speak about it, but good win for City, and beating Sunderland 3-0 si rahisi, because Sunderland ni watu ambao wanakaza sana, but City got the 3 points, and the important thing is they were able to capitalize on Arsenal losing to Villa, because I saw after the game hivi Jose, niliingia hapo FTV napata hapo watu washaanza kukazia City ati Sunderland can do a job. Sunderland can do a job, sijui ati Sunderland ati watawafanyia kazi so that the points tally can remain, but City got the 3-0, put the pressure, and as it stands it seems like if you are to win the title you have to win almost all of your matches, because if right now City were to drop even a single point, Arsenal can capitalize. And if Arsenal are to even lose even a single game, then I think what you're unasema ati after game Aston Villa they were crying. This time they will cry real hard. But if they lose the game, but it's a good thing for, I think, for all of the world. Kila mtu alifurahi after City got the 3 points. But anyway, Jala, what do you think of Manchester City versus Sunderland?
I think
Lakini mimi sikufurahia ati Man City itagongwa. Mimi nilisema kuhusu Chelsea. Man City si nikwambia mimi na support Man City ichukue ikombe. Ni that one is the one I'm supporting.
Lakini that ilikuwa a very good game, a very 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 good game at home. I was expecting the win. Sunderland is a tough opponent. Hatujaona Boni hapa angekuwa ameleta kichwa kuongea, lakini
nilikuwa nasema kuhusu Boni Jalala. Boni ni mdomo kubwa tu. Hata nimeandika kichapo wanatoroka. Boni anako wapi leo?
Ndio sasa ako wapi?
Amekataa kukuja show. Nimemtafuta amekataa kukuja. Kwanza ameignore message. Amegreitik.
Hawezi anajijua mtu wa Sunderland na Chelsea anaumia sasa hivi baya sana. Shida zake sasa hivi mingi sana. But yeah, it was a very good game. I think Ryan Chucky stepped up. Nilikuwa na expect at least akianza game I was thinking he's the guy who will be able to at least unlock that solid backline ya Sunderland. I think Sunderland are very very defensively na si watu wenye concede mabao mingi, so kwenda hiyo game nilikuwa na expect tutakuwa tunakuwa against a low block na nini, and I felt like we needed a player who is able to unlock these low blocks, and Ryan Chucky was the guy. Yesterday he was hot. He was all over the pitch, all over, and he was being a menace, causing problems left, right and center, and he should have had at least 3 or 4 assists yesterday, and but he ended up getting, I think it was 2, and it was definitely a good game from him. He showed why he's considered a very very top talent, and he has the ability, and he has the charisma to do it, and every time he says he wants to please the fans, he wants to give pleasure to the fans, and this is something we have been lacking, and it is something we are enjoying as fans to see on the pitch, and he's doing some magic, and him and Phil Foden, I think it is a very good pairing. They need to always be in that first 11. Nadhani Reinders kidogo amelose his position kwa team, and Chucky is on form, so it is better off if he's on form, just let him play throughout his form, and he's doing well right now, so we just have to keep him in the team. Phil Foden is coming in with the goals. Nilikuwa hapa nikisema kama tutawini ligi, Phil Foden pia lazima step up, and he's been doing his thing, and stepping up with some very important goals in very, very important performances, and right now we can see him, he's dictating the play from a deeper position than kitambo ilikuwa Phil Foden anachezeshwa wing nini na hizo si position zake, but right now he's thriving in his own position, and I think it is going to be very good for us. Nilikuwa hapa nikisema Erling Haaland asipofunga tuna struggle, but right now we are starting to pick up some form. Players are checking in with goals, and it is looking like we are starting to cook, but we'll give it time. Maybe hopefully January we can make at least one signing for one winger. Kama tunaweza leta Semenyo January, then for sure tunabeba hiyo ligi, because I don't think we have enough on the wings to be able to compete, because Jeremy Doku is on fire, but Savinho is not that guy. He's not good enough. He's not even good enough for a backup. So if we can get a very good backup, then I think we will definitely be in there for the shouts to win the league.
Okay, asante sana Jalala, and I think we have come to the end of tonight's show. We have the Champions League upcoming, and we also have the World Cup qualifiers.
Mimi sikuwa na comment kuhusu Man City ama.
Sorry, Jose Apo. I was doing something behind the scene. Yes, let me give you an opportunity to talk about the game. Umesema
Yeah,
you are shameless
I
because
wanted
you are
to
saying,
say
how are you saying
just-
Jose tuna support Man City atuwashinde? You're supposed to support United.
No, I know where my levels are. Unajua nyinyi mnataka kujifanya mko two horse race na hamwezi
Neto
kufika. Nyinyi
kujikubali.
Nyinyi
You can't say that you are supporting
ni
Man
punda
City.
mkijifanya farasi. Unajua kuna wakati punda inapakago rangi nadhani imekuwa farasi. So mine was saying, I was just saying one thing. I was saying that Chucky kweli jana tulimcheki and he was doing some fantastic things. And Man City is very good. They got the 3 points from Sunderland. It's not an easy team, Sunderland, to get points from, and it's very good for them, and it's very good for their now coming games. They have the momentum now. They have the tempo that they can win the games now. And wakaribia Arsenal. You know, I've seen Arsenal has another game with Wolves. But we'll see what will happen to that game. You know, that game between Club Brugge and Arsenal. We'll see what will happen. You know, so these games, most so these games. You know why? What happens in December, Alex, is we have too many games, and that's why people pick up injuries. So when people pick up injuries, is when now teams start dropping points. So we are going to see what will happen. But Man City winning, kudos to them. They really won they really played that game.
Okay, asante sana hapo Jose, and
na muongee kuhusu yetu, kwani ampredict game ya kesho bwana?
Yes, we were supposed to get to that. And niko sure Kelonga alikuwa hapa angesema Wolves ni kichwa, but anyway.
Kelonga anashinda kichwa kila wakati. Hata alisema tu atakuwa
tu. Weka your savings, all your life savings.
Hata kwa nini hawekagi kwa Chelsea? Unajua hawekagi life savings kwa Chelsea na ndivyo inaonyesha majambo.
Anaweka life savings kwa Hate Watch.
So I think Jalala, you have in the Champions League mko na Real Madrid. Yes.
That one will be a very tight match.
I think it's this week, Sindio. You guys have Real Madrid this week.
I need to check. I've not checked
because in week we have Champions League, and I think City you have Madrid next. And, let me check up. Okay, the next City game. Yeah, City have Real Madrid, and Wednesday, 10th December, 11. You guys are going to Santiago. Nitoa hiyo Bernabeu, so imekuwa siku hizi ni Santiago. So before we get to the United game, Jalala, what are you anticipating going to the Santiago? You guys are going to meet up Kylian Mbappe, who is on form and is scoring goals for fun. So it's going to be a good one to watch. And City haven't been performing well against Madrid across the seasons, and it's something in Yamakom to play for I think seasons in a row, the past 3 or 4. And this time, Jalala, you guys going to Santiago? What are your anticipations after Mepiga Sunderland 3-0?
I think it's going to be a very difficult game, but I still think Xabi Alonso is struggling. I still stand with Xabi Alonso is going to get sacked, but I think the game will end in I would say a 2-1 win Man City. I think we'll be able to just clinch the win. I think Real Madrid play a little bit more open as well, so I think we'll be able to catch them on the counter with players like Erling Haaland, who is also on form. So yeah, I think we have enough firepower to put them down. I'm not very scared of Real Madrid.
Okay, Jose, unaonaje game ya City na Madrid midweek?
I need to take one team from England, and the one that I'm going to be supporting for this campaign for the Champions League. I think I'm going to pick a Man City campaign for the Champions League because I can see truly they have something that they are trying to do. You know, Chelsea, me, I don't trust them so much because they are in of the books, out of the books. You cannot even know. Sometimes wako juu, sometimes hawako. Nasikia timu mnasemaga nyinyi mnapenda kucheza sana Champions League. Huko ndiko sasa mnapenda kuonesha ubabe wenyu. So I cannot even tell truly if you're hot or cold, hamjulikani. But Arsenal wacha tu waendelee kujigamba, chuma chao kiko motoni. I'm telling you, ile wakati wataanza kuteremuka hata stabidi kuja hapa Alex ukuambia utakuwa ukiona. So I need to pick one team to go at it, and I think Man City, and tomorrow I think they are going to have a slim win maybe, but hiyo game ni ngumu Alex. It's a very difficult match.
Yeah, they are going
maybe
away.
A 2-1. Yeah, and they are going away, so maybe a 2-1, but it's a very difficult match. Very difficult.
Okay, and before we wrap up, we also have to give our last predictions. We have Manchester United playing against Wolves Monday night football, and Wolves, they have lost, I think, their last 4 games, and Wolves, as it stands, is the worst performing side in the Prem, but they have a chance to redeem themselves tomorrow as they play Manchester United, and hey, cool. Yani, any team that is playing against Wolves, I think they automatically pick 3 points. So I'm going with a 2-0 win for Manchester United. I don't even see Wolves getting even a goal. But either way, Jose, unaonaje game ya Manchester United na Wolves? Wolves iko down sana, they cannot even compete.
Yeah, every game in Premier League is very important and vital. But the way I've seen Manchester now playing, when they are playing away, they always play. I don't know how they play the games. Wakicheza away, they have a kind of tag they play. Hata ukiangalia games zao za away sana sana ndio wanashinda. Even at Crystal Palace, you saw they beat Crystal Palace at home. And when they came to play with West Ham, tulienda draw nyumbani. So I think when they are away, and that game will be away, I think they are playing good games away. Don't know if it is pressure at home or what, lakini I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory for Manchester United because I know at away they are playing very good, but home sijui ni nini baya.
Okay. Jalalo, unaonaje hapo game ya Manchester United versus Wolves?
Hivyo vile kila mtu amesema na agree tu na nini, Wolves wako chini sana na inaka this time ndo wataenda relegation. I don't see them making it out. Na Mani wanakaa tu hiyo itakuwa tu ni easy points. Hiyo naweza sema kila mtu anasema 2-0, acha niseme 3-0 Mani.
Okay, asante sana Jalala, and so let me big up some few people, and we are live here on almost 6 channels up.
No big up Kelong.
Yes.
Yeah, big up Kelong every time. Thank you for missing the show. But hatujakusahau, Ryan Chucky is still performing. Chelsea is still in the mud. You could not beat Bournemouth and you could not beat Leeds.
And they could not beat Brighton.
And Crystal Palace.
And Sunderland.
Okay, so we are live here on almost 8 channels up on X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so let me give a shout out to everyone who watch up live. Thank you for joining us once again for this amazing show up on Dimbal Africa, and you guys are very, very much welcome. Now, continue the spirit of showing up so that we can build this platform. Road to 2,000 subscribers up very soon. 300,000 views on YouTube hapo. Tumeinusia hiyo si view once, tuko karibu kufika hiyo 300,000 views, and we are grateful to everyone. We don't take it for granted, And for wenye wamenijoin tonight hapo 22 Jalala na Kichapo wanatoroka. Thank you for joining me tonight hapo. And let me give you your 30 seconds mtupatie your parting shot. And Jalala, send a message to akina Kotis and Mzalendo.
Nitatafuta Kotis na nitatafuta Mzalendo na niwaambie
Cause saizi wanatoroka saizi, hata ukitafuta Kotis hapatikani.
Mzalendo hata labda ajui walicheza.
We haven't seen his messages in the
Ndovu
group.
inateleza. Ndovu wamepatikana na poachers. Wamepatwa na mapoachers. Wako hapo wameita KWS, wanajaribu kufanya some resuscitation. Hii ndovu imeumia. Lakini my last words, Arsenal, we are only 2 points behind, so you cannot afford to drop any more points. Mulidhani, you're going on a very good run, but ligi walisema, Pep Guardiola alisema the league is not won in November. No one wins the league in November. So here we are in December, and clearly you're dropping points. So next year we'll have to wait and see. You have to be very consistent, and we have to also be very perfect if you want to win the league. So it is going to be a very good challenge. We just have to wait and see. But it is getting enjoyable. The league is starting to shape up.
Okay, asante sana Jalala. And also let me give you Jose hapo Kichapo wanatoroka. Let me give you hapo your 30 seconds patie parting shot.
Sasa hii wakati hata tutai kutoa ndovu tu pembe, tunaitoa masikio, tunaitoa mpaka wolves, tunaitoa mpaka mbavu, tunatoa kila kitu. Hiyo wakati tunaacha kama haina kitu. So Arsenal, we know what will happen. That is something that you have been predicting here. But one thing I don't want to even talk about Premier League teams now. I want to talk about Kenya. Kenya was also beaten by Uganda under 16s. So I don't understand what you are doing, bro. I don't understand. If our under 16 also is very weak, and we can also see our under 23. Was it under 20 or under 23? It's also weak. So where are we going to build our future? If the future is that one being na kwanza waligongwa, I think the quarter final ama semi final. It was very unfortunate. I always follow those games, and tutasema nini? Wacha tu tuwatengenezee stadium, labda wakishindwa tunaweza tengeneza swimming pool pale katikati. Naona kama wameshindwa na kazi.
So anyway, without hapo Jose, also for the fans of the local league hapo today, FC Leopards has picked 3 points against Gor Mahia. Shabana picked up a 1-0 win hapo against Bidco United. And as it stands, mimi nakwambia Jose, if you think the EPL league is difficult, Kenya ndio nakwambia it's very
ni moto nimeona Alex, ni moto.
In the first 3 weeks Kenya Police iko huko chini in the bottom 3, and by match week 11 Kenya Police wako top of the table. Gor Mahia is top of the table today. Tomorrow Gor Mahia iko top 4. FC Leopards lose I think 4 games in a row, then they go on a winning spree, saizi wako top 5. Then hapo inaitwaje, Shabana inaanza poa, Shabana drop. So the Kenyan league nakwambia it's very very much unpredictable. Hata mimi mwenyewe
nataka. It's very good for the Kenya league that we are having now total dominance with other teams, that Gor Mahia see the total dominance in that Kenya Premier League. I'm very happy that now we have the likes of Kenya Police, and Kenya Police has been playing, I think when they started the league walikuwa hawakuwa poa vile, but now they have been showing the dominance that they are, and I think also AFC is coming up. This league will be very difficult. What made me shocked ni Mathare. I think Mathare, I don't know what happened to Mathare. I think they are done, because the way you look at they are playing their games, it's very shocking. But it was a team to reckon with those days. So I think also time changes, and I think also kuna team zile zina compete kwa national Super League, the national Super League, and they are also very difficult teams. I'm telling you, zile zinakuja kuletwa to the nini. But that now the problem is tukona KPL mzuri, lakini unashindwa what happens when we come to a national team. I have never understand. That is something I'll never understand. Labda
I think it's a
yule
system.
mgonjwa alituroga na akakufa na akaenda kabisa. Sasa sisi because my friend, unajua mnaangalia tu kama kimchezo. Umeangalia zile teams ziko Afrika, mkaona vile wako na wachezaji. I looked at Senegal brother. Na sijui tukipatana nao AFCON Kenya, I think watatucharaza. Ndio nawaambia hiyo stadium itabidi muitengeneze swimming pool. Tumalizika.
Anyway, thanks for that hapo Jose. Itabidi tutengeneze swimming pool because ni kubaya sana. So with that said hapo, wadau tukutane on Thursday, so we shall continue the chat hapo kwa group and let us meet on Thursday.